Hi there. Now, this is about something which has happened to me lately. It's about the care agency that I've been with. Now, Nigel and I, we made a few complaints to the agency about one of the carers. Nothing major. Weren't huge. It's just something we thought we ought to bring to their attention because what had happened I'd on a couple of occasions got worse because of some things that happened with the carer. So we emailed our concerns and we had an email back saying that it had been dealt with, so we forgot all about it. And anyway, a week or so later, we had a visit from the care agency manager and also our social worker, a new social worker who had never met before. They went downstairs with Nigel and had a meeting with him in the living room. I hadn't met them at this point. But as soon as they came through the door, they were attacking him verbally, having a real low go. I couldn't hear all of the words, but I could hear that they wouldn't allow Nigel to speak. So I have a bell which I ring, a doorbell type thing, which lets Nigel know that I need something upstairs. So I rang the bell just to get him out of the room, just so he could have a break. And when he came up, he was white as a sheet. Now, Nigel's not one to take any rubbish about anybody, but he really was taken aback by this. Eventually, the care agency manager and the social worker came upstairs and started on me then. What they were saying was that we had a personality clash with the carer, and that's why we were saying these things about her, which is completely untrue. We don't have clash with Kara at all. We've had her coming for years, and we don't have any problem with her as a person, not at all. We were told that this carer had no complaints at all before, and that they were a happy family, and we were disrupting that basically. So basically, they give us a good telling off, and made us feel really small and uncomfortable. We were bullied, really, and it was very distressing and most peculiar. We were so taken aback by it. But anyway, straight after they'd left, I was so upset and that I rang the doctor and I had everything put down on my medical records. So just so that it was somebody else was sort of witnessing it. Anyway, that died down, and a few weeks later, my fantastic carer, who's been looking after me in all my calls pretty much since last November, she announced that she was leaving the company. Now, I totally support her reasons for leaving. I understand why she has to go. So that was incredibly upsetting. But as soon as she had left doing that call, we had a call from the care agency saying that they were withdrawing our care package. And they said it was because of our carer leaving and they didn't have the staff. Now, one of the reasons they didn't have the staff was because the carer who we had put in those complaints about, they had banned her from coming to our house to do any more of our calls. Now, that's not what we asked for at all. We did not want her banned like that. But then they put themselves in a position where they couldn't provide any care. So they gave us 6 weeks to leave, and that was that. So we were devastated, absolutely devastated. I mean, the upheaval for someone with ME to have to change care agencies was dreadful. But not only that, they started to change my times, and they started to change to put in all sorts of different carers, even before my carer had left. Despite my occupational therapist contacting them and telling them how important it was for me to have consistency and basically everything kept the same and nice without upset, but they completely ignored all that. It was really awful. And they never liked me having just the one carer doing all my main calls. They never liked that. They said it was unhealthy to have one carer all the time. But I was improving, so how can it be unhealthy? And the new agency that we have now, they've had no trouble in providing one carer. They actually feel it's very important in someone's care. My GP says the same. She says it doesn't matter any age or condition, it's very important just to have consistency. Now, I have deteriorated because of what's been going on, and so has Nigel. It doesn't help either that I've had food poisoning, which really made things even worse. So anyway, that's what's been going on lately. I may elaborate a bit more about the care company at a later date, do a review or something. It depends, we'll see. Anyway, thanks for listening. Bye.